everyone, welcome back. Today's video is going to be all about how to look younger using makeup. Of course, we all know that good skincare can really help, as well as good genes. That's a very important determining factor in how young or how old we look. But I didn't want to talk about skincare in this video. That's a whole other video. This is specifically about how you can look younger using makeup. Things you can do today, things you can change perhaps. You probably won't have to go run out and buy anything specific. The products I use are just recommendations. This isn't a sponsored video. Nobody has paid me any money to pitch their products. I did notice as I was editing that I did use quite a bit of Charlotte Tilbury, but that's just because if you're new to my channel, you might not know this, that I'm trying to move into becoming cruelty-free and not promoting brands that still test on animals. So Charlotte Tilbury is a really high quality cruelty-free brand, and I show it in a lot of my videos. So without further ado, let's get into my tips for helping you look younger.
A lot of people don't think about this, but yellow teeth can be very aging. I can't personally use white strips because my teeth are so sensitive, so I just like to use this Colgate Optic White, and it works really, really well. Don't be afraid to use a silicone-based primer. A lot of people are under the misconception that silicone can clog your pores. That is a myth. Silicone actually helps to fill in the pores but does not clog them. It also helps foundation to glide over fine lines and any other texture issues. So they're actually far better for smoothing out the complexion. A lot of women, especially those with dry skin, are afraid of powders, but not all powders are created equal. This one from Charlotte Tilbury is one of the most finely milled and silky that I have found. It sets your makeup and really, really gives an airbrush finish. What I don't recommend is baking. That will age you quickly. Now I know we're all super busy in the mornings, and I know you're thinking, who wants to use two separate products for concealing and brightening? But I promise you, by taking the extra minute to apply a peachy toned corrector will make a world of difference. This one from Pixie, as you can see, it really knocks out those purple and blue tones. And then in a second, you'll see me apply my concealer over this. So I find that concealers alone, if they're able to really cover dark circles, they're often very, very thick. This one is my new favorite from Charlotte Tilbury. It's called the Retoucher. It doesn't settle into my fine lines. And again, I think using two thinner consistencies versus one heavy, thick consistency is better for those of us with texture and lines underneath the eyes. As you can see, I'm using a little bit there on my marionette lines to help brighten that area as well. Some people are blessed with full, dark eyebrows even as they get older. I am not so lucky. I have never had good brows. They're thin, they're blonde, they're sparse, and I think for most people, filling them in, making them a little bit fuller, darkening them a bit, really makes a huge difference. Fuller brows are more youthful. Here I am filling them in with one of my favorites, the Anastasia Brow Wiz. I highly recommend getting your brows arched by a professional for at least the first time because it can really give a lift to your face. Here I'm using Glossier's Boy Brow. I also like the one from Ardell that's a little bit cheaper. This has hair building fibers to make it look even more full. For a more youthful eye look, I recommend swapping out your pencil liners, your liquids, your gels, and just using an angled brush and some soft powder. I'm going to be applying some black right to the base of my lashes. You can choose brown or navy if you prefer. I'm just doing this lightly top and bottom. It is much softer and much more youthful than black or brown pencil or gel. Now, curling your lashes is a small step, but it is so effective. This one from Surratt really opens my eyes and keeps my lashes curled all day long. And you really do want to focus on your lashes. If you're someone like me with really sparse, puny lashes, no matter what mascara you apply, but you're afraid of strip lashes, trust me when I say that individual lashes are great, but they're very difficult to put on yourself. So I recommend just cutting a pair of strip lashes in half or only buying corner lashes, using a brush-on lash glue, which is much easier, and you can just pop them on the ends of the lashes and it'll really have a big impact. Or if you're feeling bolder, you can go ahead and put in both halves. Sometimes I even cut the lashes into thirds and use 2 or all 3. It's just much easier to apply the smaller sections than trying to apply an entire strip lash. Putting a pop of color on your cheeks can really take years off your appearance. I like these cloud paints from Glossier. I think that they're great for someone with combo to dry skin, but I really love any peachy pink blush. This one is from Dose of Colors. It's called Amazement, and I'm just smiling, putting it on the apples of my cheeks and brushing it back towards my hairline. I know it looks a little silly, but it definitely has a very youthful effect. Add a subtle glow. Now this only applies to those of you that don't have a lot of wrinkles or texture on the cheekbones or around the eyes. If you do, then skip this step. But for me, I like to just apply a little bit right on the upper portion of the cheeks to give them a little bit of a lift. A lot of people associate lip liners with the current trend of overlining your lips, but lip liners can be a very effective tool to not only keep your lipstick from migrating into fine lines, but also just to rebuild your own natural lip line so they can look fuller without looking overdrawn. This particular lip pencil from Charlotte Tilbury called Pillow Talk matches my lips perfectly. So that's all I wanted to do, is just to keep the lipstick on and give a definite shape to my lips. A lot of us like matte lipsticks for their long wear time, but they can look very dry on the lips and can be kind of uncomfortable. So what I recommend for a more youthful, plump look is to apply a little bit of a lightweight shimmery gloss like this one from Laura Geller. It reflects the light and just makes the lips look fuller and younger and just healthier overall. Now some women can rock the heck out of their gray hair, but I am not one of those people. So I also have thinning hair along my temples, and I get these grays every 2 weeks. So being that I can't afford to go to the salon every 2 weeks to cover those grays, I used to use the spray from Rita Hazan. It works really, really well. You just spray it on, but it's kind of expensive. So I recently discovered this product called Full Disclosure from Christopher Buckle. It's a gel and a powder. It kind of looks like a big eyebrow product. It comes with this dual-ended brush, and I just mix the two together and apply it to my temples. And you can see there, it's very, very natural looking. I feel like I can have better control with a brush versus that spray. That spray can also be kind of messy, so if you make a mistake, like if you spray it and it gets on your forehead, it's harder to remove. And you'll see in a second when I'm applying the product to my part. If you get it on your forehead, you can just kind of brush it away, versus with the Rita Hazan, I would have to take soap and water and it would mess up my foundation and all that. So I'm really, really loving this product. It's super easy to use and no more grays. So there you have it. Those are my tips for looking younger with makeup. I hope you enjoyed the video. Of course, nothing is more youthful than a big smile and just being happy. And you know what makes me happy is my dog. I just love her so much. I was trying to get her to look at the camera, but she didn't want to. Anyway, please subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys in my next video.